Arrival on Selara. Captain Alex Turner stood on the bridge of the Starship Endeavour, gazing out at the vast expanse of space. The vibrant colors of the nebula outside the viewport painted a breathtaking scene, but Alex's mind was focused on the mission ahead. As the leader of Earth's first diplomatic team to the newly discovered planet Selara, the weight of responsibility pressed heavily on his shoulders. Approaching Selara's orbit, Captain, reported Lieutenant Maya Chen, her fingers deftly navigating the control panel. Her calm demeanor contrasted with Alex's palpable tension. Maya had been with him through countless missions, her expertise in xenolinguistics invaluable for establishing communication with alien species. "Prepare for orbital insertion," Alex replied, his voice steady despite the anxiety bubbling within him. The Endeavour began its descent, engines humming softly as they navigated through the planet's atmosphere. Below, Selara revealed its true beauty: lush green continents dotted with shimmering blue lakes, all encased in a breathable atmosphere unlike any other planet they had encountered. As the ship touched down on the designated landing pad, the team gathered their gear, ready to step onto alien soil for the first time. The hatch opened with a hiss, and the cool, fresh air of Selara wafted in, carrying the scent of unfamiliar flora. Alex took a deep breath, steeling himself for what lay ahead. The diplomatic team comprised not just Alex and Maya, but also Dr. Elena Ramirez, a renowned biologist, and Sergeant Liam O'Connor, responsible for the team's security. Each member had been selected for their expertise and ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges. "Remember, we're here to establish peaceful relations," Alex reminded them as they exited the ship. "Stay vigilant but open-minded. Our goal is to understand and collaborate." The surface of Selara was a marvel of natural beauty, with towering trees that seemed to touch the sky and rivers that sparkled under the sunlight. As they ventured deeper into the alien landscape, the team marveled at the unique ecosystem, noting the harmonious coexistence of flora and fauna. After several hours of exploration, they reached a clearing where an impressive structure stood, the Grand Pavilion, a testament to Celaran architecture. Its design was both intricate and elegant, with flowing lines and materials that shimmered in the light. It was here that they hoped to meet the Celaran delegation. As they approached, a group of Celaran beings emerged from the pavilion. Their appearance was both fascinating and serene, with elongated limbs, luminescent skin, and eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. Leading the delegation was Ambassador Lyra Solis, whose presence exuded both authority and grace. "Welcome, humans," Lyra greeted, her voice melodic and soothing. "We have awaited your arrival with great anticipation." Alex stepped forward, extending a hand in a universal gesture of peace. "Thank you, Ambassador Solis. We are honored to be here and look forward to building a strong alliance between our peoples." Lyra nodded, accepting his gesture with a gentle smile. "Your journey has been long, and your arrival marks a new chapter in our shared history. Please, let us enter the Grand Pavilion and begin our discussions." Inside the pavilion, the atmosphere was one of tranquility and mutual respect. The walls were adorned with intricate murals depicting the history and achievements of the Celaran civilization. As they settled into comfortable seating, Alex felt a sense of hope that this mission would pave the way for unprecedented cooperation. The initial discussions focused on mutual interests, scientific exchange, cultural understanding, and economic collaboration. Both sides expressed a willingness to share knowledge and resources, recognizing the potential benefits of their alliance. It was during these talks that an unexpected topic arose, one that would challenge the very foundation of their diplomatic efforts. "As part of our cultural heritage," Lyra began, "we have a tradition known as the symbiotic bonding ceremony. It is a sacred ritual that strengthens the ties between our people and fosters unity." Alex listened intently, intrigued by the concept. "Could you elaborate on the ceremony? We are eager to understand your customs." Laura's eyes gleamed with pride as she explained, "The symbiotic bonding ceremony involves a voluntary union between representatives of our species. It is a symbolic gesture that signifies our commitment to peace and cooperation. Through this bond, we share not only knowledge, but also a deeper connection that transcends our individual existences. Before Alex could respond, a young Celeran stepped forward. She was noticeably different from the rest of the delegation, her presence both striking and unexpected. Her skin shimmered with a unique hue, and her eyes held a curious intensity. "This is Eliana," Lyra introduced her. "She is chosen to represent the next generation of our people. Eliana has expressed a desire to participate in the symbiotic bonding ceremony with you, Captain Turner." Alex felt a mix of surprise and confusion. "I appreciate the honor, but I believe this is a matter that should be approached with careful consideration. Such a bond is a significant commitment." Eliana stepped closer, her expression earnest. "I understand your reservations, Captain. However, our tradition requires the participation of a human representative to complete the bond. It is a symbol of our unity and mutual respect. Without your involvement, our ceremony cannot be fulfilled." Maya interjected gently, "Ambassador, perhaps we can find an alternative way to honor your tradition without placing undue pressure on any individual." Lyra shook her head softly. "The symbiotic bonding ceremony is integral to our culture. It is not something that can be modified without altering its essence. We seek your cooperation in this matter." Alex glanced at his team, sensing their unease. He knew that diplomatic missions often involved navigating complex cultural practices, but this request seemed unusually personal and intimate. He took a moment to compose his thoughts before addressing the Celeran ambassador. "We value your traditions and the importance they hold for your people," Alex began carefully. "However, such a ceremony is deeply personal and involves a level of intimacy that is beyond my capacity as a diplomat. I must respectfully decline." Eliana's eyes softened, but there was a hint of determination in her gaze. "I understand, Captain, but without this bond, the full potential of our alliance remains untapped. We seek a partnership that goes beyond mere cooperation. We aim for a profound connection." The room fell silent as the weight of the situation settled over them. Alex felt a sense of conflict rising within him. On one hand, he wanted to honor the Celeran's desire for unity and cooperation. On the other, the personal nature of the ceremony made him uncomfortable. Before he could respond, a commotion erupted outside the pavilion. A group of Celeran beings entered, led by a figure who radiated authority and concern. It was Ambassador Lyra's mother, Queen Seraphina Solis, the reigning monarch of Celara. Her presence commanded immediate attention, and the atmosphere shifted palpably. "Lyra, what is the meaning of this?" Queen Seraphina demanded, her voice firm yet controlled. "Why is our ambassador pressuring an Earth captain into such a personal ceremony?" Lyra stepped forward, bowing respectfully. "Mother, Captain Turner has declined to participate in the symbiotic bonding ceremony. We believe his cooperation is essential for our continued alliance with Earth." Queen Seraphina's gaze shifted to Alex, her eyes piercing. "Captain Turner, you are aware of the significance this ceremony holds for our people. Refusing to partake in it jeopardizes not only our diplomatic relations, but also the future of our two civilizations." Alex felt the tension rise, realizing that declining the ceremony was now a matter of political importance. He glanced at his team, noting their concern and the weight of the situation. "I understand the importance of your traditions, Your Majesty," Alex replied respectfully. "However, I must adhere to my principles and the protocols set by Earth. I am willing to explore other avenues for strengthening our alliance, but this ceremony is not something I can agree to." Queen Seraphina's expression hardened. "Very well. If you will not honor our tradition, then we must reconsider our position within the Galactic Federation. Earth's request for full membership will be denied until this matter is resolved." The implications of her words hit Alex like a tidal wave. Full membership in the Galactic Federation was a significant milestone for humanity, promising technological advancements, protection, and a place among the interstellar community. Denial of this request could set Earth back decades in its development and diplomatic standing. Maya spoke up, trying to mediate the escalating tension. "Your Majesty, perhaps there is a compromise we can reach. Is there another way to demonstrate our commitment without requiring such a personal ceremony?" Queen Serafina considered this for a moment before responding. "We are open to discussions, but the essence of our tradition cannot be compromised. Perhaps a delegation could participate in a collective ceremony, symbolizing unity without the need for individual participation." Alex felt a glimmer of hope. That could be a viable solution. A collective ceremony would honor your traditions while respecting individual boundaries. "Let us work together to find a way forward that benefits both our peoples." Lyra nodded in agreement. "I believe this is a path we can pursue. Captain Turner, your willingness to seek a compromise is commendable. Let us continue our discussions and find a way to honor our traditions while fostering a strong alliance." As the meeting progressed, the initial tension began to ease, replaced by a collaborative spirit. The team worked diligently with the Acceleron delegation to outline a new ceremony that maintained the symbolic significance without imposing personal obligations on any individual. By the end of the day, a tentative agreement was reached. A collective ceremony would be organized, involving representatives from both species, symbolizing their unity and shared commitment to peace and cooperation. This compromise pleased both parties, allowing the mission to move forward with renewed hope and mutual respect. As the team prepared to leave the Grand Pavilion, Alex felt a sense of accomplishment. They had navigated a delicate cultural challenge and emerged with a solution that honored both Earth's protocols and Solara's traditions. Yet, he knew that this was only the beginning of their journey. Building a lasting alliance would require continued effort, understanding, and the willingness to bridge the gaps between their vastly different worlds. Walking back to the Endeavour, Alex glanced at his team, their faces reflecting a mixture of relief and determination. "Good work today, everyone," he said, a genuine smile breaking through his earlier tension. "We've taken an important step towards a brighter future for both our worlds." As the ship ascended into the sky, leaving behind the beautiful landscape of Solara, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of optimism. Despite the challenges, humanity's resilience and capacity for cooperation shone brightly. The path ahead was uncertain, but with teamwork and mutual respect, there was no doubt that they could overcome whatever obstacles lay in their way. Building bridges. As the Endeavour soared back into the vastness of space, Captain Alex Turner and his team felt a mixture of relief and anticipation. The successful negotiations on Solara had laid the groundwork for a promising alliance, but the path ahead was still uncertain. The ship's interior buzzed with activity as preparations for their return to Earth began. Reflecting on success, Captain Alex Turner stood on the bridge, gazing out at the stars streaking by. The mission to Solara had been a monumental step for humanity, showcasing their ability to engage diplomatically with an advanced alien civilization. "We did it," he mused, feeling a swell of pride. "This could change everything for us." Lieutenant Maya Chen approached him, her expression thoughtful. "Captain, the collective symbiotic bonding ceremony was a brilliant move. It respected both our traditions and theirs, ensuring that neither side felt pressured or compromised." Alex nodded, agreed. It was crucial to find a balance that honored Celeran culture while maintaining our own values. "Maya, your expertise in xenolinguistics was invaluable during the negotiations." Team dynamics. Dr. Elena Ramirez, the biologist, joined them, carrying a tablet filled with data from Solara's ecosystem. The ceremony was not just a cultural exchange, it also has significant ecological implications. The bioluminescent plants we observed respond to the energy flows during the ceremony, enhancing the symbiotic relationship between our species and their environment. Sergeant Liam O'Connor entered the bridge, his presence a reminder of the security measures that have been in place. "Everything is secure for the return trip. No signs of dissent among the Celeran delegation, but we should stay vigilant. There are always those who might oppose such alliances." Alex appreciated the team's dedication. "Good work, everyone. Let's ensure a smooth journey back to Earth. Commander Mitchell will brief us once we dock." Preparing for Earth. Back on the Endeavour, Commander Sarah Mitchell convened a meeting to discuss the mission's outcomes and next steps. "We have a lot to report," she began, addressing the team. The collective ceremony was a success, and Earth's membership in the Galactic Federation is now a strong possibility. However, we must remain cautious. There are factions both on Solara and here on Earth that may not be pleased with our advancements. Alex leaned forward, listening intently. "What are our immediate priorities once we return?" Mitchell outlined the plan. "First, we need to debrief the Galactic Council and provide a comprehensive report on our findings and the status of our alliance with Solara. Simultaneously, we'll begin integrating the knowledge and technologies shared by the Celeran delegation to benefit Earth's development." Humanity's place in the galaxy. As the Endeavour approached Earth's orbit, the team felt a sense of accomplishment. Their mission had not only secured a diplomatic victory, but also opened doors to unprecedented technological and cultural exchanges. The potential benefits for humanity were immense, from advanced medical technologies to sustainable energy solutions inspired by Solara's harmonious ecosystem. Dr. Ramirez was particularly excited about the scientific collaborations. "The data we've gathered on Solara's bioluminescent flora could revolutionize our approach to sustainable energy. Imagine if we could harness that natural light for our power grids." Maya Chen added, "And the linguistic structures we've learned could enhance our communication technologies, making interspecies dialogue more efficient." A personal connection. Throughout the mission, Alex had developed a strong bond with Princess Zelia. Their initial interactions had been formal and cautious, but as they worked together, mutual respect and understanding had grown. Zelia's insights into Celeran society and her dedication to her people's future had left a lasting impression on him. As the Endeavour docked at Earth's spaceport, Alex felt a mix of emotions. It's time to go home, he thought, knowing that their achievements would resonate far beyond their immediate circle. Homecoming. The landing was smooth, and soon the team found themselves back on Earth, greeted by a delegation of officials and media personnel eager to hear about their mission. The news of their success spread rapidly, igniting a wave of enthusiasm and curiosity across the globe. Commander Mitchell addressed the assembly, her voice steady and authoritative. "Captain Turner and his team have accomplished what many deemed impossible. Their efforts have not only secured Earth's place in the Galactic Federation, but also paved the way for future collaborations that will benefit all of humanity." Applause erupted as Alex and his team stood proudly, their hard work and dedication finally recognized on a global stage. Facing challenges ahead. Despite the triumph, Alex knew that their journey was far from over. The alliance with Solara brought both opportunities and challenges. Integrating advanced technologies and cultural practices required careful planning and cooperation. Moreover, maintaining harmony between Earth's diverse populations and the new interstellar relationships demanded continuous effort. Later that evening, Alex sat with his mother, Helen Turner, in their cozy home. Helen had always been supportive, but today's news was beyond anything they had imagined. "I'm so proud of you, Alex," she said, her eyes shining with emotion. "You've made history." Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "We did it together, Mom. It's a new beginning for all of us." A glimpse of the future. As the world celebrated the Endeavour's success, plans for future missions began to take shape. The Galactic Federation looked to Earth as a valuable new member, eager to collaborate on projects that could benefit multiple civilizations. Human ingenuity and resilience were now recognized on a galactic scale, opening doors to adventures and discoveries previously thought unattainable. In the weeks that followed, Earth's scientists and diplomats worked closely with their Celeran counterparts to implement new technologies and exchange knowledge. The collective effort fostered a spirit of unity and shared purpose, strengthening the bond between the two species. A lasting legacy. Captain Alex Turner stood on the balcony of his home, looking up at the night sky filled with stars. The journey to Solara had been a testament to humanity's ability to adapt, cooperate, and overcome challenges. As he reflected on the mission, he felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. "We've only just begun," he whispered to himself. "There are countless worlds out there waiting to be discovered, and together, we can achieve greatness." With that thought, Alex knew that the Endeavour's mission was just the first chapter in humanity's grand adventure among the stars. The legacy they had built would inspire generations to come, fueling imagination and curiosity as they continued to explore the endless possibilities that the universe had to offer. Embracing the unknown. As Earth's integration into the Galactic Federation progressed, new frontiers beckoned. Plans for exploratory missions to other member planets were underway, each promising unique challenges and opportunities. The spirit of collaboration and mutual respect that had been established with Solara set a positive precedent for future interactions. Elena Ramirez was already envisioning new research projects, eager to apply Celeran insights to Earth's environmental conservation efforts. "There's so much we can learn from their harmonious relationship with nature," she remarked during a team meeting. "It's a perfect blend of technology and ecology." Maya Chen was working on developing advanced communication protocols, ensuring that Earth's languages could seamlessly integrate with those of other species. "Effective communication will be key to our success in the Federation," she emphasized. "We need to make sure that we can understand and be understood by our new allies." Strengthening bonds. Meanwhile, Zelia remained a bridge between the two worlds. Regular communication between Earth's diplomats and Celeran leaders fostered a deeper understanding and respect. Zelia's presence on Earth, though brief, had left an indelible mark, symbolizing the potential for true interspecies friendship. During a joint ceremony celebrating the Endeavour's mission, Zelia addressed the crowd with grace and humility. "Today, we celebrate not just a successful mission, but the unity of our peoples. Together, we have shown that cooperation and mutual respect can overcome any obstacle. Let this be the foundation upon which we build a prosperous and peaceful future." The audience erupted in applause, moved by her heartfelt words. It was a moment that encapsulated the essence of their alliance, a shared vision for a better tomorrow. Looking ahead. As the team settled back into their daily lives on Earth, they remained connected to their mission's legacy. The Endeavour had not only expanded humanity's horizons, but also ignited a passion for exploration and discovery that resonated across generations. Alex often found himself gazing at the stars, contemplating the infinite possibilities that lay beyond. "There's so much more to explore," he thought, inspired by the success of their mission. "And with each step, we'll continue to prove that humanity is a force for good in the galaxy." With determination and hope, Captain Turner and his team looked forward to the future, ready to embrace whatever challenges and adventures awaited them. Their journey had only just begun, and the universe was wide open with endless storytelling possibilities. Unexpected alliances. The morning sun filtered through the crystalline windows of Princess Zelia's chambers, casting a warm glow over the room. Ethan Reeves awoke with a start, the weight of yesterday's conversations still heavy on his mind. He glanced over to see Zelia sitting quietly by the window, her eyes lost in the sprawling cityscape of Zoria. Gathering his thoughts, he approached her cautiously. "Good morning, Zelia," Ethan greeted softly, mindful of the fragile connection they had begun to build. Zelia turned to him, offering a faint smile. "Good morning, Ambassador. I hope you slept well." Ethan nodded, taking a seat beside her. "I've been thinking about our conversation yesterday. There must be another way to help your people without forcing anyone into something they're uncomfortable with." Zelia's eyes met his, a spark of hope evident within them. "I've been considering the same, but the solutions aren't straightforward. Our society is deeply rooted in tradition, and changing that is not easy." Before Ethan could respond, a soft knock echoed through the chamber. Queen Seraphina entered, her presence commanding attention. She paused at the doorway, her eyes briefly meeting Ethan's before settling on Zelia. "Princess Zelia, Ambassador Rees, she began, her tone measured. I trust your discussions were productive. Ethan stood, feeling a mix of apprehension and determination. Your Majesty, we've made progress in understanding each other's perspectives. Zelia and I are exploring alternative solutions to the symbiotic bonding ceremony. Queen Seraphina's expression softened slightly. I am pleased to hear that. It is imperative that we find a way to preserve our traditions while fostering a strong alliance with Earth. Zelia interjected, Mother, Ambassador Rees has shown great respect and willingness to help. Perhaps we can consider a collaborative approach. The Queen regarded Ethan thoughtfully. Ambassador, your dedication to finding a mutually beneficial solution is commendable. What alternatives have you proposed? Ethan took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. We believe that instead of a one-on-one ceremony, a communal ritual involving multiple representatives from both our species could achieve the same symbolic unity without placing undue pressure on any individual. Queen Seraphina contemplated his suggestion. A collective ceremony. It would require careful planning and cooperation from both sides. Are you prepared to take on this responsibility, Ambassador? Ethan nodded firmly. I am. It would be an honor to help facilitate this process. Zelia smiled, a genuine warmth in her eyes. With Ambassador Rees' assistance, I believe we can create a ceremony that honors our traditions and respects everyone's boundaries. Queen Seraphina extended her hand, a gesture of acceptance. Then it is settled. Ambassador Rees, you will work closely with Princess Zelia to design this new ceremony. Let us move forward together. As the Queen departed, the room seemed to lighten, the tension dissipating. Ethan felt a surge of relief and optimism. Thank you, Your Majesty. I assure you, we will do everything in our power to honor your traditions while finding a path forward. Queen Seraphina gave a slight nod before exiting the chamber, leaving Ethan and Zelia alone once more. Zelia turned to him, her expression earnest. Thank you for your support, Ethan. This means more to me than you can imagine. Ethan smiled. We're in this together, Zelia. Let's make sure we find a solution that benefits both our people. Collaborative planning. Over the next few days, Ethan and Zelia immersed themselves in planning the collective symbiotic bonding ceremony. They met daily, brainstorming ideas and consulting with both Earth's diplomatic team and Zoria's cultural advisors. The goal was to create a ceremony that symbolized unity and cooperation without compromising individual autonomy. One afternoon, as they sat in the Grand Pavilion's serene garden, Zelia shared her insights. On Zoria, ceremonies like these are not just rituals. They are expressions of our deepest values. We must ensure that the ceremony reflects both our commitment to unity and the respect we have for each individual's choice. Ethan nodded thoughtfully. Perhaps we can incorporate elements that emphasize mutual support and shared goals. Instead of a physical bond, we could use a symbolic gesture that represents our interconnectedness. Zelia's eyes lit up with inspiration. Yes, something that signifies our collective strength and the harmony between our species. Maybe a shared energy flow or a collective meditation that aligns our intentions. Their discussions were interrupted by the arrival of Dr. Elena Ramirez, the team's biologist. I've been studying the bioluminescent plants in the palace garden, she announced, holding up a tablet displaying intricate patterns. These plants respond uniquely to energy fluctuations. I believe we can use them to enhance the ceremonial atmosphere, making it both visually stunning and symbolically meaningful. Ethan and Zelia examined the data, intrigued by the possibilities. That sounds promising, Ethan remarked. Using the natural elements of your environment can add a deeper layer of significance to the ceremony. Dr. Ramirez smiled. Exactly. We can create a setting where both our cultures are represented through the flora, enhancing the sense of unity and shared purpose. With each passing day, their plan took shape. They decided to host a preliminary gathering, inviting representatives from various Zoria clans and Earth's diplomatic team to share ideas and contribute to the ceremony's design. This collaborative approach not only fostered mutual respect, but also ensured that the final ceremony would be a true reflection of both cultures. A growing bond. As the planning progressed, Ethan and Zelia found themselves spending more time together outside of formal meetings. Their initial professional rapport blossomed into a genuine friendship built on trust and shared goals. They discovered common interests, such as their love for astronomy and their desire to explore the unknown. One evening, after a long day of meetings, they found themselves gazing up at Zoria's twin moons from the palace balcony. The celestial bodies cast a mesmerizing glow over the landscape, creating a serene and almost magical atmosphere. "Sometimes I wonder what it's like to explore the stars without the constraints of duty," Zelia mused, her voice soft. "To travel freely, to discover new worlds on my own terms." Ethan looked at her thoughtfully. "It's a dream many of us share, the desire to explore, to push the boundaries of what we know. Maybe our cooperation can open doors to those possibilities." Zelia smiled, a hint of sadness in her eyes. "Perhaps. It's just that our society places so much emphasis on tradition and duty. Breaking free from that is easier said than done." Ethan reached out, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Change is never easy, but with understanding and collaboration, we can make a difference. Not just for our peoples, but for individuals like you who aspire for more." Zelia looked down, her fingers tracing the intricate patterns on the balcony railing. "Thank you, Ethan. Your support means more than you know." Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Sergeant Liam O'Connor, who had been assigned to assist with security during the ceremony planning. "Ambassador, Princess, everything is proceeding smoothly on my end," he reported. "There have been no incidents of dissent, but I recommend we remain vigilant. Change can sometimes provoke unexpected reactions." Ethan nodded. "Thank you, Liam. Your diligence is appreciated." As Liam left, Ethan turned back to Zelia, a determined look in his eyes. "We're making progress, but we need to stay focused. There might be resistance, but our commitment will see us through." Zelia nodded, her resolve strengthening. "Agreed. Let's continue to work together and ensure that our efforts lead to a meaningful and respectful ceremony." Facing opposition. Despite their best efforts, not everyone on Zoria was pleased with the proposed changes. Traditionalists within the royal court voiced their concerns, fearing that altering the symbiotic bonding ceremony would dilute its significance and weaken their cultural identity. One afternoon, as Ethan and Zelia reviewed the latest ceremony plans, a group of Zorian nobles entered the meeting room. Their leader, Lord Varric, approached the table with a stern expression. "Princess Zelia, Ambassador Reeves," Varric began, his tone authoritative. "We have serious reservations about the direction this ceremony is taking. The symbiotic bonding ceremony has been the cornerstone of our society for millennia. To modify it based on external influences undermines our heritage." Zelia stood, addressing the group with calm confidence. "Lord Varric, I understand your concerns. However, traditions must evolve to remain relevant. Our goal is not to erase our heritage, but to adapt it in a way that strengthens our alliance with Earth." Varric frowned. "Adaptation for the sake of alliance? What assurance do we have that this new ceremony would uphold the values we hold dear? How can we trust that Earth's involvement won't lead to further cultural dilution?" Ethan stepped forward, his voice measured and respectful. "Lord Varric, our intention is to honor your traditions while finding a way to symbolize our unity. The collective ceremony is designed to maintain the essence of the symbiotic bonding, while incorporating elements that respect individual autonomy." Varric crossed his arms, skepticism evident in his eyes. "And what of the deeper significance? The personal bonds formed through the traditional ceremony are what bind our people together. Can a collective ritual truly replace that intimacy?" Zelia responded thoughtfully. "The collective ceremony will not replace the personal bonds, but rather complement them. By involving multiple representatives, we foster a broader sense of unity and shared purpose. It's about building connections on a larger scale while still valuing individual relationships." Varric remained unconvinced. We will need more assurances before we can consider this proposal. The preservation of our cultural identity is paramount. Ethan sensed the growing tension and decided to propose a compromise. Perhaps we can start with a pilot ceremony involving a small group of willing participants from both our species. This will allow us to observe the outcomes and make adjustments as needed before implementing it on a larger scale. Zelia nodded in agreement. That's a reasonable approach. It would provide us with valuable insights and demonstrate the ceremony's potential benefits without making immediate, sweeping changes. Varric considered the proposal, his expression softening slightly. A pilot ceremony. It could serve as a test to ensure that our traditions are respected. Very well, we will allow a limited trial, provided that the core elements of the symbiotic bonding ceremony remain intact. Ethan felt a wave of relief. Thank you, Lord Varric. We will ensure that the pilot ceremony honors your traditions and serves as a foundation for future cooperation. As the nobles departed, Zelia turned to Ethan with a grateful smile. That was a close call. Their concerns were valid, and we need to address them carefully. Ethan nodded. It's a step in the right direction. We've gained their tentative approval, but we must proceed with caution and respect. The pilot ceremony. With the nobles' approval, Ethan, Zelia, and their teams set to work organizing the pilot ceremony. They selected a diverse group of participants from both species, ensuring representation from various cultural backgrounds and specialties. The goal was to create a balanced and respectful environment where everyone felt comfortable contributing. On the day of the pilot ceremony, the grand pavilion was transformed into a harmonious blend of Earth and Zorian aesthetics. Bioluminescent plants adorned the space, their gentle glow enhancing the atmosphere of unity. Delegates from both sides gathered, their curiosity and anticipation palpable. Ethan took his place at the center, flanked by Zelia and the chosen participants. Dr. Ramirez and Maya Chen oversaw the technical aspects, ensuring that the bioluminescent plants responded appropriately to the energy flows during the ceremony. Queen Serafina observed from a distance, her expression inscrutable. Her presence alone commanded respect, and Ethan knew that her approval was crucial for the ceremony's success. The ceremony began with a moment of silence, allowing everyone to center themselves and focus on the shared goal of unity. Zelia stepped forward, her voice clear and resonant. Today, we come together to honor our traditions and embrace the future. This ceremony symbolizes our commitment to understanding, cooperation, and mutual respect. One by one, the participants engaged in a collective meditation, synchronizing their breaths and aligning their intentions. As they did, the bioluminescent plants responded, their light intensifying and flowing in patterns that mirrored the participants' movements. The room was filled with a sense of calm and interconnectedness, transcending cultural and linguistic barriers. Ethan felt a profound sense of accomplishment as he watched the ceremony unfold. The collective energy was palpable, creating a tangible bond between the participants. It was a powerful testament to what could be achieved through collaboration and respect. As the ceremony concluded, applause erupted throughout the pavilion. Participants exchanged smiles and nods, a silent acknowledgement of the unity they had just experienced. Queen Serafina approached Ethan and Zelia, her expression one of approval. The pilot ceremony was a success. It maintained the integrity of our traditions while introducing a new element of collective unity. Well done, both of you. Ethan bowed respectfully. Thank you, Your Majesty. We are honored by your support. Zelia added, this is just the beginning. There is much more we can achieve together. Strengthening the alliance. The success of the pilot ceremony marked a significant milestone in the alliance between Earth and Zoria. Plans were swiftly put into motion to formalize the agreement, with both sides eager to build upon the foundation they had established. In the weeks that followed, Ethan and Zelia worked closely with their respective teams to integrate new technologies and cultural practices. Earth scientists collaborated with Zorian biologists to explore the potential of bioluminescent plants for sustainable energy solutions. Diplomatic channels were established to facilitate ongoing communication and cooperation between the two species. One afternoon, as Ethan reviewed reports in his office, Zelia arrived with a friendly smile. "I have some exciting news, Ethan. Our teams have made significant progress in adapting your energy technologies using our bioluminescent plants. We believe this could revolutionize sustainable energy on Earth." Ethan looked up, impressed. "That's incredible, Zelia. Your people's expertise is invaluable. This collaboration could have far-reaching benefits for both our worlds." Zelia nodded, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "Indeed, it's a perfect example of what our alliance can achieve. When we combine our strengths, the possibilities are endless." Their partnership extended beyond scientific endeavors. Cultural exchange programs were initiated, allowing members from both species to immerse themselves in each other's societies. These programs fostered a deeper understanding and appreciation, bridging gaps that had once seemed insurmountable. During one such exchange, Ethan accompanied a group of Zorian delegates to a traditional Earth festival. The vibrant colors, lively music, and diverse cuisines captivated the visitors, who were eager to experience the richness of human culture firsthand. Later, Zelia attended a series of lectures on Earth's technological advancements, her inquisitive nature driving her to ask insightful questions and engage with the audience. Her presence was a symbol of the growing friendship between their peoples, inspiring both awe and admiration. A new threat emerges. Amidst the growing alliance, not everyone was pleased with the developments. A faction within Zoria, led by Lord Varric, remained opposed to the changes, fearing that humanity's influence would erode their cultural identity. Similarly, on Earth, a group of skeptics questioned the wisdom of integrating so closely with an alien civilization. One evening, as Ethan returned to his quarters, he found a message waiting for him. It was from Maya Chen, requesting an urgent meeting. Concern etched her features as she explained, "Ambassador, we've detected unusual activity near the palace. It appears someone is attempting to sabotage the ceremony preparations." Ethan's heart raced. "How?" Maya replied, "Our security systems picked up unauthorized entries, and some of the bioluminescent plants have been tampered with. It's clear someone wants to disrupt the alliance." Ethan immediately contacted Sergeant Liam O'Connor, who had been overseeing security measures. "Liam, we need you on high alert. There's a threat to the ceremony preparations." Liam responded swiftly. "Understood, Ambassador. I'm mobilizing the security team now. We'll conduct a thorough investigation and ensure the safety of all involved." Uncovering the sabotage. The following day, Liam and his team conducted a detailed sweep of the Grand Pavilion and surrounding areas. They discovered evidence of tampering with the bioluminescent plants, as well as signs of unauthorized access to restricted areas. Ethan and Zelia convened a meeting with the security team to discuss their findings. "It's clear that someone wants to undermine our efforts," Ethan stated, frustration evident in his voice. "We need to identify who is behind this and address their concerns before things escalate further." Zelia nodded thoughtfully. "Given the opposition from Lord Varric, it's possible he's orchestrating these acts to disrupt our alliance. We must approach this delicately to avoid further tension." Liam presented the evidence they had gathered. "We found traces of a rare Azorian substance on the sabotage tools. It points directly to a faction opposed to the alliance, likely connected to Lord Varric." Ethan sighed, feeling the weight of the situation. "We need to address this openly. Suppressing these actions could lead to more resistance and distrust." Zelia agreed. "Perhaps it's time to bring the concerns of all factions to the table. Open dialogue might help alleviate fears and prevent further sabotage." A call for unity. Ethan and Zelia decided to hold a special assembly, inviting representatives from all Zorian factions, including Lord Varric's group. The goal was to create a platform for open discussion, addressing the fears and concerns that fueled the opposition. As the assembly convened in the Grand Pavilion, the atmosphere was tense. Delegates from various clans filled the room, their expressions guarded. Lord Varric stood at the forefront, his presence commanding and authoritative. Ethan began the meeting with a respectful address. "Thank you all for attending this important gathering. Our goal today is to address the concerns surrounding our alliance with Earth and find a path forward that honors our traditions while embracing the opportunities that cooperation brings." Celia took the floor next, her voice calm and reassuring. "We understand that change can be unsettling, and it's natural to have fears about the future. However, our alliance with Earth is built on mutual respect and the desire to create a better future for all of us." Lord Varric stepped forward, his gaze fixed on Ethan and Zelia. "While the intentions behind this alliance may be noble, we must consider the long-term implications. Our traditions are the foundation of our society, and any alterations could have unforeseen consequences." Ethan responded thoughtfully. "We value your traditions deeply and have no intention of eroding them. Our proposal for a collective ceremony was meant to honor our unity without compromising individual autonomy. Perhaps we can explore additional measures to ensure that our collaboration enhances rather than detracts from your cultural heritage." Zelia added, "Let's work together to identify specific areas where we can integrate Earth's advancements in a way that complements your existing systems. By doing so, we can create a synergy that benefits both our peoples." Lord Varric considered her words, a flicker of contemplation crossing his features. "Perhaps there is merit in further discussions. If we can ensure that our traditions remain intact and even strengthened through this alliance, it may be worth exploring." Ethan and Zelia exchanged a hopeful glance. "That's a positive step forward," Ethan remarked. "Let's continue these discussions and work collaboratively to address any remaining concerns." The assembly concluded on a more optimistic note, with representatives expressing willingness to engage in further dialogue. The initial resistance had been met with understanding and a commitment to finding common ground, paving the way for a more harmonious alliance. Strengthening trust. In the aftermath of the assembly, Ethan and Zelia focused on building trust and reinforcing the commitment to mutual respect. They organized workshops and joint projects, allowing members from both species to collaborate and share knowledge. One such project involved integrating Zorian bioluminescent plants into Earth's sustainable energy systems. Dr. Ramirez led a team of scientists working alongside Zorian botanists to develop new methods of harnessing the plant's energy-efficient properties. Meanwhile, Maya Chen spearheaded a linguistic initiative, creating advanced communication protocols that facilitated seamless dialogue between humans and Zorians. Her efforts bridged the language barrier, enhancing the effectiveness of their collaborations. As trust deepened, the alliance began to flourish. Cultural exchange programs thrived, with humans and Zorians participating in each other's traditions and celebrations. These interactions fostered a sense of camaraderie and mutual appreciation, laying the groundwork for a lasting partnership. A moment of reflection. One evening, as the team gathered for a celebratory dinner, Ethan found a quiet moment to reflect on the journey so far. The room was filled with laughter and conversation, the air buzzing with the excitement of newfound unity. Zelia approached him, a soft smile on her face. "It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From initial resistance to building something meaningful together." Ethan nodded, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. "Absolutely. It's a testament to what we can achieve when we put aside our differences and work towards a common goal." Zelia's eyes sparkled with optimism. "I believe this is just the beginning. There's so much more we can accomplish together, not just for our peoples, but for the galaxy as a whole." Ethan felt a surge of hope. "I couldn't agree more. Our alliance has the potential to inspire others and create a ripple effect of cooperation and understanding." As they continued to enjoy the evening, Ethan couldn't help but feel grateful for the unexpected alliances and friendships that had emerged. The path ahead was still filled with challenges, but with determination and mutual respect, There was no doubt that they could overcome anything. Looking to the future. With the pilot ceremony successfully implemented and the alliance gaining momentum, plans for future collaborations began to take shape. Joint missions were proposed to explore other star systems, combining Earth's technological prowess with Zorian knowledge of the cosmos. One such mission involved sending a team to investigate a newly discovered exoplanet, believed to harbor unique life forms and untapped resources. The prospect of exploring new worlds together ignited a sense of adventure and excitement among the team members. Ethan and Zelia took on leadership roles in these initiatives, guiding their teams with a shared vision of progress and unity. Their partnership became a symbol of what could be achieved through cooperation, inspiring others to embrace the possibilities that lay ahead. A lasting legacy. As months turned into years, the alliance between Earth and Zoria solidified, evolving into a beacon of interstellar cooperation. Technological advancements, cultural exchanges, and joint explorations propelled both civilizations into a new era of prosperity and understanding. Ethan Rees, now a seasoned diplomat, looked back on the journey with pride and fulfillment. The challenges they had faced had only strengthened their resolve, and the bonds they had forged were unbreakable. Zelia, too, had grown into her role as a leader and ambassador, her dedication to her people and the alliance unwavering. Together, they had transformed what once seemed impossible into a thriving partnership that spanned galaxies. Their story became a legend, inspiring countless others to pursue peace, cooperation, and the endless possibilities that awaited among the stars. The legacy of their efforts continued to shape the future, proving that with creativity, curiosity, and human strength, even the most daunting challenges could be overcome. As Ethan stood on the balcony of his office, gazing out at the shimmering stars, he felt a profound sense of hope. The journey was far from over, but with allies by his side and a shared vision for the future, there was no limit to what they could achieve. "We've only just begun," he whispered to himself, the twinkling lights reflecting his determination. "The universe is vast, and our story is far from over." With that thought, Ethan embraced the endless possibilities that lay ahead, ready to continue the adventure of a lifetime. Crossroads of duty and desire. The sun dipped below the horizon of Zoria, casting long shadows across the grand pavilion. Inside, the atmosphere was tense yet hopeful as preparations for the next phase of the alliance between Earth and Zoria continued. Ambassador Ethan Reeves and Princess Zelia worked tirelessly alongside their respective teams, striving to strengthen the bonds that had begun to form between their two worlds. A growing connection. Ethan found himself spending more time with Zelia, their professional collaboration gradually giving way to personal conversations. They shared stories of their pasts, dreams for the future, and the challenges they faced in their respective roles. This growing connection fostered a mutual respect and understanding, bridging the gap between human and Zorian cultures. One evening, after a long day of meetings, Ethan and Zelia found themselves alone in the palace gardens. The bioluminescent plants cast a gentle glow, creating a serene and intimate setting. "Zelia," Ethan began, his voice soft, "I've been thinking a lot about our partnership and what it means for both our peoples." Zelia looked at him, her eyes reflecting the shimmering lights around them. "I feel the same way, Ethan. This alliance has the potential to bring immense benefits, but it also comes with its own set of challenges." Ethan nodded, taking a deep breath. "There's something I need to discuss with you, something personal." Zelia's expression softened, sensing the gravity in his tone. "Of course, you can speak freely." A delicate proposition. Ethan hesitated for a moment, choosing his words carefully. "During our ceremonies, I've noticed how deeply the symbiotic bonding is valued in your culture. It's more than just a tradition, it's a profound connection that strengthens your society." Zelia stepped closer, her presence both comforting and intense. "Yes, it's a sacred ritual that embodies our unity and cooperation. It ensures that our people remain strong and cohesive." Ethan took her hand gently, feeling the warmth of her touch. I've been contemplating how we can deepen our alliance. Perhaps there's a way to incorporate elements that go beyond the ceremonial, something that can symbolize our commitment on a more personal level. Zelia's eyes searched his, a mix of curiosity and intrigue. What do you have in mind? Ethan took another deep breath, gathering his courage. I believe that forming a personal bond between representatives of our species could serve as a powerful symbol of our unity. It's something that could inspire both our peoples and solidify our partnership. Zelia's cheeks flushed slightly, a sign of surprise and perhaps a hint of desire. Are you suggesting that we form a bond similar to the symbiotic bonding ceremony, but on a more individual basis? Ethan nodded slowly. Yes. I think it could be a meaningful way to demonstrate our commitment to each other and to the alliance. Unexpected reactions. Before Zelia could respond, the sound of hurried footsteps echoed through the garden. Queen Seraphina Solis, Zelia's mother and the reigning monarch of Zoria, appeared at the entrance. Her regal presence commanded immediate attention, and her eyes bore into Ethan with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Princess Zelia, Ambassador Rees, Queen Seraphina addressed them with a measured tone. May I have a moment? Zelia nodded, releasing Ethan's hand and turning to her mother. Mother, Ambassador Rees, and I were just discussing ways to further strengthen our alliance. Queen Seraphina's gaze shifted between Zelia and Ethan, her expression unreadable. I see. It is heartening to witness such dedication to our partnership. However, I must inquire about the nature of your discussion. Ethan felt a knot form in his stomach, unsure of how much to reveal. We were exploring ideas to deepen the symbolic ties between our peoples. I believe that personal connections can serve as powerful symbols of our unity. Queen Seraphina regarded him thoughtfully. Personal connections, you say? While I understand the importance of unity, we must proceed with caution. Our traditions are deeply rooted, and any deviation must be carefully considered to avoid unintended consequences. Zelia stepped forward, placing a reassuring hand on her mother's arm. Mother, Ambassador Rees has been instrumental in helping us navigate these new developments. His insights have been invaluable. Queen Seraphina gave a slight nod, her gaze softening. I appreciate your dedication, Zelia. And Ambassador, your contributions are indeed commendable. However, we must ensure that any new practices align with our cultural values and long-term goals. Ethan bowed respectfully. Of course, Your Majesty. My intention is to honor and respect Zorian traditions while finding ways to enhance our collaboration. Queen Seraphina turned her attention back to Ethan, her expression contemplative. Very well. I trust your judgment, Ambassador. Let us continue to work together to find the best path forward for both our peoples. With that, Queen Seraphina departed, leaving Ethan and Zelia alone once more. The ambassador let out a sigh of relief, grateful for her mother's measured response. Thank you, Mother, Zelia said quietly, before turning to Ethan. I hope you understand the importance of our traditions and the need to approach these changes thoughtfully. Ethan nodded earnestly. I do, and I am committed to ensuring that any steps we take are in harmony with your cultural values. Navigating cultural boundaries. In the days that followed, Ethan and Zelia continued their discussions, carefully navigating the delicate balance between innovation and tradition. They sought input from cultural advisors and consulted extensively with Queen Seraphina to ensure that their proposals were respectful and considerate of Zorian customs. One afternoon, they convened a meeting with a group of Zorian cultural experts and Earth's diplomatic team. The goal was to brainstorm ideas that could symbolize their unity without compromising individual autonomy or cultural integrity. Dr. Elena Ramirez, the biologist, presented her findings on the bioluminescent plants' responses to emotional and energy fluctuations. These plants could serve as a natural medium for our ceremony, reflecting the collective emotions and intentions of the participants. Maya Chen, the xenolinguist, added, we could develop a shared language or set of symbols that represent our unity. This would allow us to communicate our intentions clearly and create a deeper connection. Ethan suggested incorporating elements from both Earth and Zorian traditions to create a unique and meaningful ceremony. Perhaps we can combine our meditation practices with your symbiotic bonding principles. This way, we honor both our cultures and create something new together. Zelia smiled, seeing the potential for a harmonious blend of traditions. I think that's a wonderful idea. It shows that we value each other's customs and are willing to create something that represents our partnership. The personal decision. As the planning progressed, Ethan found himself grappling with his own feelings. His professional relationship with Zelia had grown into something more personal, and the idea of forming a deeper bond with her both excited and frightened him. He knew that such a decision carried significant implications, not just for their alliance, but for their personal lives as well. One evening, Ethan and Zelia sat together in the palace gardens, the bioluminescent plants casting a soft glow around them. Ethan, Zelia began, her voice gentle, I sense that this journey has brought us closer than either of us anticipated. Ethan looked into her eyes, feeling a surge of emotion. It has, Zelia. Working together has shown me the depth of our connection and the potential we have to achieve great things. Zelia reached out, taking his hand in hers. I believe that forming a personal bond could symbolize our unity in a profound way. It would demonstrate our commitment to each other and to the alliance we are building. Ethan felt his heart race, torn between duty and desire. I want to honor our partnership and what we are working towards, but I need to be sure that this is the right step for both of us and for our peoples. Zelia nodded understandingly. I respect your need for certainty. Take the time you need to consider this decision. Our alliance is strong, and we can continue to build it regardless of your choice. Ethan squeezed her hand gently. Thank you, Zelia. Your understanding means a lot to me. Family ties and conflicts. The following morning, Ethan sought counsel from his family, particularly his mother, Helen Turner. Their relationship was built on trust and mutual respect, and Helen had always been his pillar of support. They sat together in their cozy living room, the warmth of the hearth casting a comforting glow. Mom, Ethan began, I need to talk to you about something important. Helen looked up from her book, concern etched on her face. Of course, Alex. What's on your mind? Ethan took a deep breath, recounting his experiences on Zoria, the alliance with Zelia, and the recent discussions about forming a deeper personal bond with her. Helen listened intently, her eyes reflecting a mixture of pride and worry. You've always been dedicated to your work, Alex. This sounds like a significant step in your career and personal life. Ethan nodded. It is. I want to honor our alliance and what Zelia represents, but I'm also unsure about the personal implications. I don't want to make a decision that could jeopardize everything we've worked for. Helen reached out, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. It's natural to feel conflicted. Relationships, especially ones as unique as yours, require careful consideration. Trust your instincts and communicate openly with Zelia. Whatever you decide, make sure it's what feels right for both of you. Ethan felt a sense of relief, grateful for his mother's wisdom and support. Thank you, Mom. Your advice always helps. A bold proposal. Reinvigorated by his conversation with Helen, Ethan returned to Zoria with a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that whatever decision he made, it would shape the future of the alliance and his personal life. That afternoon, he met with Zelia in the Grand Pavilion. The room was filled with delegates from both Earth and Zoria, all eager to continue building the alliance. Ethan, Zelia, he began, addressing the assembled group, I have been reflecting on our discussions and the path forward for our alliance. I believe our partnership has the potential to set a precedent for interspecies cooperation. Zelia smiled, her eyes shining with anticipation. I agree. We've made significant progress, but there's still so much more we can achieve together. Ethan took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. I'd like to propose that we incorporate a personal bond between our representatives as a symbol of our unity. This bond would not be mandatory, but would serve as a voluntary commitment to our partnership. The room buzzed with murmurs as delegates processed his proposal. Queen Seraphina stood, her expression thoughtful. Ambassador Reeves, Princess Zelia, she addressed them, your proposal is both bold and meaningful. It signifies a deeper level of commitment to our alliance. However, we must ensure that such a bond respects the autonomy and cultural values of both our peoples. Ethan nodded. Absolutely. The bond is intended to symbolize our unity and shared goals, not to impose any obligations. It would be a personal choice, reflecting our dedication to the alliance. Zelia added, we believe that by forming this bond, we can inspire our peoples to work together with even greater harmony and understanding. Queen Seraphina considered their words carefully before responding. Your proposal aligns with our goals for unity and cooperation. We will endorse this initiative, provided that it remains voluntary and respects the individuality of each participant. Applause erupted in the pavilion, signaling the delegates' approval and support for the proposal. Embracing the future. With the proposal approved, Ethan and Zelia moved forward with organizing the personal bond ceremony. They ensured that it was entirely voluntary, providing ample information and support for those who chose to participate. The ceremony itself was a beautiful blend of Earth and Zorian traditions. Participants gathered in the Grand Pavilion, each choosing to engage in a symbolic gesture that represented their commitment to the alliance. For some, it was a shared meditation. For others, it was a unified declaration of intent. Ethan and Zelia stood together, witnessing the ceremony unfold. Their bond, though still undefined, served as a powerful symbol of the unity and cooperation that had brought their peoples together. As the ceremony concluded, Queen Seraphina approached them, her eyes filled with pride. Ambassador Reeves, Princess Zelia, you have both demonstrated remarkable leadership and vision. Your efforts have not only strengthened our alliance, but have also paved the way for a future filled with promise and cooperation. Ethan felt a surge of pride and gratitude. Thank you, Your Majesty. It's an honor to be part of this historic moment. Zelia nodded, her hand gently resting on Ethan's arm. Together, we can achieve great things for both our peoples. A moment of decision. Later that evening, as Ethan prepared for bed, he couldn't shake the thoughts that had been occupying his mind. The personal bond with Zelia was a significant step, one that carried both promise and uncertainty. He pondered the implications, both professional and personal, of deepening their connection. Meanwhile, Zelia sat alone in her chambers, reflecting on the day's events. The success of the ceremony had strengthened her resolve to continue building a meaningful alliance with Earth. Yet, she also felt the weight of the personal bond she had proposed, recognizing the potential impact it could have on her relationship with Ethan. The next morning, Ethan decided to have an open and honest conversation with Zelia. He wanted to ensure that they were both on the same page and that their personal feelings did not overshadow their professional responsibilities. They met in the palace gardens once more, the bioluminescent plants glowing softly around them. Zelia, Ethan began, his voice steady, I wanted to talk about the personal bond ceremony. It's a significant step, and I want to make sure that we're both comfortable with it. Zelia nodded, her expression earnest. I agree, Ethan. It's important that we approach this with clarity and mutual understanding. Ethan took her hand, feeling the warmth and sincerity in her touch. I value our partnership and the progress we've made. If forming a personal bond is something you believe will strengthen our alliance, I'm willing to consider it. But I want to ensure that it's something we both truly want and that it aligns with our personal and professional boundaries. Zelia smiled, a sense of relief evident in her eyes. Thank you, Ethan. Your openness means a lot to me. I believe that our bond can serve as a powerful symbol of unity, but it's crucial that it comes from a place of mutual respect and understanding. They sat together in comfortable silence, the night sky above them filled with stars and the gentle glow of Zoria's moons. In that moment, they both recognized the importance of their decision, not just for themselves, but for the future of their peoples. A path forward. As the days turned into weeks, Ethan and Zelia continued to work closely, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They navigated the complexities of interspecies cooperation with grace and determination, setting an example for others to follow. The alliance between Earth and Zoria flourished, bringing technological advancements, cultural exchanges, and a shared vision for a prosperous future. Their personal bond became a symbol of what could be achieved when two different worlds came together with mutual respect and understanding. Ethan and Zelia knew that their journey was far from over, but they faced the future with hope and confidence. Together, they had overcome cultural barriers, navigated personal challenges, and built a partnership that would stand the test of time. As they stood side by side in the Grand Pavilion, watching delegates from both Earth and Zoria celebrate their achievements, Ethan felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The path they had chosen was challenging, but it was also filled with endless possibilities and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Embracing unity. The success of the personal bond ceremony had a ripple effect across both civilizations. People from Earth and Zoria began to engage in more collaborative projects, inspired by the unity and cooperation exemplified by Ethan and Zelia. The alliance became a beacon of hope, demonstrating that even the most profound differences could be bridged through understanding and respect. Ethan and Zelia continued to lead by example, their partnership serving as a testament to the strength of human ingenuity and resilience. They faced new challenges together, always finding ways to overcome obstacles and push the boundaries of what was possible. One evening, as they walked through the palace gardens, Zelia turned to Ethan with a thoughtful expression. "We've come a long way, haven't we?" Ethan smiled, feeling the weight of their journey. "Yes, we have, and there's so much more ahead of us." Zelia nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "Together, we can achieve anything. Our alliance is just the beginning of a new era for both our peoples." Ethan felt a surge of pride and hope. "I couldn't agree more. Here's to the future and the endless possibilities it holds." As they continued their walk under the starlit sky, Ethan and Zelia knew that their bond, both personal and diplomatic, would continue to shape the course of their intertwined destinies. Their story was a shining example of what could be achieved when humanity embraced creativity, curiosity, and unwavering determination. And so their journey continued, unfolding new chapters of cooperation, discovery, and unity, inspiring generations to come with the limitless potential of human spirit and ingenuity.